Although about I think 8 or 10 of the 80 students, somewhere, I think it was 8 or 9 of the 80 students were graduate students, mostly undergraduates. We had a conference in April 2007, a midterm conference. Our guest speakers included the development of city planning for the city of Nanaimo in British Columbia, who came to talk about revitalization strategies in Nanaimo, which was similar in size, and a geographer who's done some work on using culture as an engine of growth in small Swedish cities. And he was looking in particular at a city called Gävle, which was doing a variety of things to promote the cultural sector as an engine of growth. And through this project, I've made contact with other people doing work in places like Paducah, Kentucky, where they have an artist relocation program as part of their economic development strategy. So interesting. So we've had conferences. We've got a website, which is a virtual exhibit of 1,100 photographs and maps. If you type in and do a Google search on St. John, an industrial city in transition, you'll get to this site. And I guess it also shows the spin-offs. The Provincial Department of Education got interested in this, and they put their e-learning team together once we finished it, and they developed a whole series of modules at different grade levels for students who want to use this. So if you go there and you type on the Educational Resources button right in here, it will take you into a whole series of projects at different grade levels that teachers and students can use, lesson plans and so on. Although that wasn't our original intent. Our original intent was basically to organize and coordinate the maps and photographs, the 1,100 maps and photographs that we had gone through for our project. Students mentoring in the lab, in the field, in the library, and research collections. It was wonderful having the museum as a partner because they had the facilities, the lab facilities and so on, and field program research associated with the museum, and of course the university. We also, our ACAP, our environmental group, sponsored a cleanup day, and we invited all of our researchers to help. We had an urban park that had an illegal dumping problem, and so our ACAP, our group, invited all of our researchers and our team leaders to join in, got a waste management company to donate their time and trucks, and we spent a whole day cleaning beds and all kinds of things out of this urban park. And our research team won an environmental award from the city for it. So non-traditional measures of success. Well, how do you, as universities, we tend not to look at the capacity building that this has created for both the university and the community partners. We've established really close relations with our partners. We work very closely together now. Even though our project is ending, we still have a very close working relationship with them. Links to other research projects and partner organizations. Invitations like this to come to speak to a new KISS project has come about because of Cura and KISS. But some of our researchers have also been invited to participate in some larger national scale projects, MCRI projects centered at the University of Toronto, centered at the University of Western Ontario, which really came about because of the visibility of work on the Cura project. Most recently, 2 of our researchers have just obtained a small grant, I think $20,000 or $30,000, I think it was a $30,000 grant, to look at immigration into St. John, and they're being funded by the Metropolis Project. So in other words, the leveraging of existing funds from this project into other funds is one thing that we've really seen taking place. But it's also enhanced the profile of both the university and the partner organizations in the community. It's a way to get out there and show the community that we're engaged in activities that are meaningful. What remains to be done? We've got a book project we're working on, which is an edited collection of about 13 of our projects we're profiling in the edited collection. It's partway through. We've got several of the chapters are done. We're still working on putting that together. But there's currently, as we speak, there's a museum exhibit at the New Brunswick Museum highlighting the results of our projects completed over the last 5 years. It opened the end of January 30th, and it's running through to the end of April. It's in a very prominent location in the Brunswick Museum, And it's also highlighting, again, one of those fortuitous things that you don't plan for at the beginning of the project. We didn't have this in mind at all, but as our project got underway, we were approached by a local artist who said, I'd really like to work with you as an artist in residence. And by the way, if I use your sponsorship under your auspices, I can apply for an Arts Council grant. And so we said, fine, we would enjoy it. Please come on board. So she joined our team for the last year of our project, and she produced a series of 12 very large panoramas of St. John, new views of St. John, trying to look at different perspectives. Traditionally in St. John, there's been some traditional views, the Market Slip view that I showed you, the view from Fort Howe, the view from, she's looked at different areas. And what she did is she went around and interviewed our researchers, the geologist, for example, who was doing the geotourism project. And so you'll see in her painting, she has some of the project in the painting. So one of her paintings is the focus is on the geology, the geological structure. Another one, the focus is on the Portland housing project, the veterans housing, World War II housing project is in the foreground of the painting. So those of us in the project, we know where to look in the paintings. But it's really created a bit of a splash. There's 12 new panoramas, very large canvases,